Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with Monogatari of and Monster Season episode number 6 reaction. Okay, the previous episode, finally we have come to the section where we will be confronting God Nadeko, and in the previous episode a few things happened. For example, the whole section with Flirty Nadeko, where the real Nadeko, she had to bring out Flirty Nadeko to help her out when that bookshelf almost fell on her. And not only that, we also got to see how God Nadeko apparently made photocopies of Meek Nadeko. So there's like at least like 30 to 50 Meek Nadekos just completely roaming around in this second story of that building, of that store. And nobody's wearing anything. Obviously all of them are wearing bloomer, and that is the reason why so many people have seen, like there's so many reports of her has come, because it's not one but there's multiple of them. So that's what's going on, and in the end Ononoki uses her unlimited rule book, which she can use only once for now, to take out like almost all, I think all of the Meek Nadekos. But obviously God Nadeko is left, so God Nadeko comes in and we will be, I guess, confronting her. So let's see what happens. Yeah, episode number 6. I'll be putting subtitles and the timer here. Sync it to whichever is your preference, and let's begin. Okay, here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, here we go. Oh no, a few of the Meek Nadekos are left. Damn. Oh. Whoa, what's happening? Oh. Oh. Oh yeah, it's Rat Nadeko. She brought her out. She said that she's going to make the banks, change the banks so that she doesn't get mad. Oh my god, what is happening? Oh yeah, they're getting ready, the paper, okay. Alright, that is crazy. God damn! Oh my god, this is homing! It's homing! It's homing missiles. Okay, because... Oh! Oh my god! Oh! Well... That's... Rat Nadeko gone. I'm assuming that was a Rat Nadeko. God damn! Wow! Paper is very effective because she's a Shikigami. God damn! Oh no, wait. Oh no, okay, wait. Is that Nadeko? Yeah, she's bleeding. Maybe not. Who was... Wait, so how did she bring... Or did she photocopy as well? She photocopied as well. Wait. What happened? Oh, did she... I'm so confused. Did she photocopy and bring another one out? Like, just like how God Nadeko did it? Okay, I need to go back to that part again to understand what's happening. I'm assuming that's what she did, because otherwise I don't see any other... Because... Yeah, because in the previous episode, Flirty Nadeko was gone. And she was like, okay, I'm going to bring out Rat Nadeko. And she was like, I'm going to make her bangs proper so that she doesn't get mad. And she did that. And now we can see there's 2 of them. So I'm guessing she either made 2 Rat Nadekos, or she photocopied. Made one and photocopied it. Because the original one was like, like camouflage among the meek Nadekos. She took out her dress and wore a bloomer to trick hot Nadeko. That I understood, but I'm assuming she photocopied or she made two rap Nadekos. Hmm. Okay, here we go. Putting 101%. Yeah, there you go. That I understood. She did that. To broom and oh, okay, okay. So that's how she brought it. Let's see, which was yeah. Okay. Decoy plan. Okay, there you go. And turn. Oh, there you go. Okay, I was correct. And Shikigami current Nadeko Shikigami version. So she okay, running side by side. Okay. Ah. Well. Hmm. Change. Yeah, that is true. Hmm. Hmm. Right. Right. Oh yeah, that's not going to happen anymore. Yeah. Oh my God, the owner must be like, what happened here? Okay. Yeah. Hmm. Some place you need to go. The peace sign. Okay. She's like, oh my God. Oh, that's Aragi's car. Right. Okay. Bruh. Uh, yep, it is you who know. That's Mr. Donut, isn't it? Yeah. Mm. Yeah. Yeah, that is true. But obviously, interesting. She's like, I'm. Mm, wow. That is such a crazy line. By being a victim, I made the others into wrongdoers. Mm. Yeah, I was saying that she's like, oh yeah, she's being manipulated. But I was like, maybe. Had no hesitation taking advantage. Wow. Not necessarily, but okay. Yeah. Wanted to buy some time. Oh wait. Oh my god. Is she at Aragi's place or something? Or no, wait. No, no, maybe she's somewhere else. It's you who know it. Oh yeah, that is true. She's just driving. Alright, I was correct then in the previous episode. I was like, I had a feeling that it's Meek Nadeko who's doing this, but I don't know what she's doing. Wait, Senjo Hara's place. Oh my god. Wait, she's really here? Meek Nadeko? Wait, what? Oh wait, she's in the wrong place. she brought her. She assumed that that's what she wanted to do. That's why she brought her here. Oh my god. Right. Oh, yeah, he's graduated. Wow. Mm. Damn, the reflection and her. Mm. Yeah, because she's technically her, so yeah, but still, she just came here. Oh, great. Here we go. Her being the victim. Yeah, she's gonna smack her. I think. Yeah. Oh no. Okay. Mm. Wow. Mm. Yeah. Wow. Uh, mm. Yeah. So she's. So Meghnadak was like, so was I a lie? Because that's literally what she is. Her existence. Like, but yeah, but President Nandak was like, no, like I promise you that you're not like in that sense if you think about it, because like denying her love for Aragi is actually denying this Meek Nadeko. So in a way, she's like, no, that's not a lie, and you know this doesn't mean that I'll stop loving people. Hmm. Okay. Okay, there must be an after credit scene because this is ending too quickly. There you go. Epilogue as well as a prologue. Hmm. Oh, Suki is here. Yeah. Thank God. Yeah. Yeah. She fell asleep. Wow. Oh my God. What's she doing here? Hello? Where's Ar? Oh yeah, because Arag is no. Oh, okay. There you go. She's like, wait, what the hell? I wasn't expecting this. What is that? Oh, donut. Former pants. Yo. She's like, oh, just like me. I don't think that's going. Will that work? I'm not really sure. How will it even taste like? I feel like it'll just taste like paper. Yeah. She's like, finally, I thought I found someone who can make. Okay. Right. Yeah. Accident. Impressive. Yeah. Both the times failed. You going to apologize or something? Or okay. Did she forget? Yeah. Oh, okay. Are you for real? Bruh. Okay. Overcome. Wow. Good to say. Wow. Right. So yeah, it's not that she forgot, but she's just saying that. Yeah, she's just saying that the person, like like she was back then and now. Okay, I'll talk. Oh, yeah. Right. Oh, did Guyan's like, okay, I'll hire you. You're recruited. There you go. Yeah, you'll become a full timer or a part timer based on that. Hmm. Ah, okay. Hmm. Yeah, that's why. Winner. Hopefully. Yeah. Yeah, like if she can use that as research for her manga. Nice. Oh, Natsuko Sengoku Sensei's next work. Okay, and that was the finale of Nademonogatari. All right, yeah, that was a great conclusion. Obviously, it was expected. I was expecting her to, like seal everyone, and then by the end of it, conquer herself, her past, everything, and then move forward from there. But one thing I wasn't expecting, or I did expect it in the previous episode, but I kind of, like by the end of it, I did not think about it anymore. But in the previous episode, while reacting, I did say multiple times that I feel like Meek Nadeko will be like the main culprit or something like that by the end of it. But then like we saw like Meek Nadeko being blown away and God Nadeko being there as a final boss. So I was like, okay, maybe not. I was just, yeah, maybe that's not what's going to happen. But today's episode showed that I was correct. So yeah, Meek Nadeko was the one who kind of used all of the other Nadekos to distract the present Nadeko so that she herself could just go and stand there in front of Naoto school to wait for Koyomi. So that was her true plan. And obviously, that kind of shows again her acting as a victim, or Meek Nadeko acting as the victim, how it works and how she has lived her life up until like the Koi Monogatari, up until like her confrontation with Kaiki. That is how she lived her life, being the victim. And and not only that, but being the victim and kind of like trying not to get out of that situation and continuing to bask in that little shell of the like of a victim. She wanted to do that. She stayed there as a victim because that is the easiest way. Like, oh, it's not my fault this is happening, it's something else's fault, or it's not me, I'm the cute little girl who can do nothing, that kind of thing. So Nadeko here realized that that is obviously now, after by the end of it, she was able to conquer her past, and now she's able to move forward, and she has a way better outlook on life now than she had back then. So obviously that was like the main highlight of today's episode, her talking to Meek Nadeko by the end of it and sealing her. But then after credit scene, I wasn't expecting Shinobu to just pop out, you know. And okay, one thing I kind of everything's like, this is Monogatari. You have to like properly like see what the hell they're talking. They went so quickly with the dialogue here. I think I missed a few things. First of all, I think like Shinobu said something like it's because both Tsukihi and like Aragi are the siblings. That's why she can go into her shadow as well. Did she say something like that? Let me read that part. Though imperfect, this is the little sister of my master. Yeah, as a vampire, as an apparition of blood. Okay, there you go. It's possible to traverse to her shadow related by blood. There you go. Why? Why did we not know this up until now? Like, hello? Now you're saying this after the whole story has ended? Like, not the whole story has ended, but the main story. You know, in now you did she mention this before? I don't remember. I don't think so. This is the first time I'm hearing this that she can do this. Okay. It does make sense, you know. Obviously, she's a vampire, you know, connected with blood, and she's Aragi's blood related sister. So I guess it makes sense, you know. But why did we not know this up until now? I'm sure we could have used this for maybe a few things here and there, maybe like, you know, make a few of the problems a lot more easier. But okay, I think Shinobu herself kind of says something related to that. Where is it? Though this is illogical and puts reason into hiding, and it causes much fatigue to shadows on. Okay, there you go. She answers my question immediately. So it causes much fatigue to the shadow's owner. So right, so there you go. That's why. Okay. But yeah, but we didn't. I don't think she mentioned this anywhere in the main story, that she can go through like anyone related to Aragi by blood, they're into their shadows. So I'm assuming she can go into Aragi's parents' shadows as well, you know, and obviously his sisters. So So okay, yeah, that Shinobu section I wasn't expecting, you know, her to suddenly pop up, and you know, because obviously you know, like I knew that Aragi wasn't going to meet with Nadeko, you know. So since Aragi wouldn't meet with Nadeko, in no way did I expect Shinobu to meet with Nadeko. But you know, they did it here through Tsukihi, so that's what happened. And the part where she was like, "Oh, do you still think I'm like, you know, like only cute is being my is my like is my quality or something like that?" She says. This part is hilarious because Shinobu stops and she's like, "Who's the one who said that? Bring her to me." Okay, here we go. What? Who in the world said that to you? You know what's funny? At first I thought she genuinely forgot. So I was like, "Are you for real? You're the one who said it to her." And that's why a lot of the problems happened, you know. But then I realized it's not that she forgot. I think this is like her symbolic way of saying that, oh no, you're a different person. Just like back then, like I had my opinion, now it's a different opinion. I think something like that, because in no way she forgot that. Okay, let me read this whole section and maybe I'll be able to understand it better if I properly read it. Okay, there are people out there who could be so heartless. And Nadeko's like, so I somehow felt deflated, and so simply I felt like my curse has been lifted. And then she laughs. Okay, Shinobu says, "If there's another fool who says that stupid things, bring that one to me. Let me guarantee you this. I am the king of apparitions who has lived for 600 years. I've been called the iron-blooded, hot-blooded, cold-blooded vampire." Wait, Otori Koi. Oh, she's talking about Otori Monogatari and Koi Monogatari. Okay. "You've killed me several thousand times and voluntarily abdicated the seat of God that held such power. Yeah. To live a grand life through this day like you're doing now, there's no way that you just happened to be cute." Okay, so this line makes me realize that, okay, it's not that she forgot or anything, it's just that she's saying like, oh, back then what I said was foolish. That's why she said that, oh, it was like, you know, wait a minute, let me think. Yeah, you know what, yeah, I think that's what she's saying, because you know, she says here herself that the person who did all of that to me, even though I was this vampire, you know, you did all of that and then you abdicated your throne and now you're living a good life. Someone like that, in no way can that person's only quality be being cute and a victim, you know. So that is why I guess that is Shinobu's way of saying that the person that I kind of was back then, and the way that I immediately came into a conclusion and said that was not okay of me or foolish of me. That's why she says, like, if there's any, like, like, if, like, who is that foolish person that said that, bring that person to me. And then she says this for that. I don't know, maybe I'm looking too much into it, but I feel like that was like, like a roundabout way of her saying that, yeah, I was wrong back then, or I wasn't able to properly see you in a proper way. I jumped into a conclusion or something like that. And then she says a few other things here. Okay, let me read this. The greatest hate springs from the greatest love. Hate. Indeed, I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but someone like you, even if you're reincarnated 100 times, I'm sure you'd be a hateful individual. Okay. Right, so, wait a minute, let me think. Wait. So she's saying, hmm, wait. The greatest hate springs from the greatest. Okay, I feel like a section. Okay, subtitles here are a bit. I think it's not properly able to translate it. Let me know, because I feel like the subtitle says, she says the greatest hate springs from greatest love. Like, it's understandable, but I feel like in Japanese she's saying something a little bit, a subtly different thing. She's talking about being cute, and they translated it here to, like, greatest hate springs from greatest love. Like, I can understand it, but I don't think that is like a proper way to translate this. Like, because I'm pretty sure, again, I might be wrong. I don't know, I don't, like, I'm not a Japanese speaker, or I don't know that much Japanese. The little bit I know is from what I've heard from anime, and I can kind of understand. So from that, what I can understand Shinobu is saying here is, like, she says, Kawaisa amate nikusa hyakubai jayo. Okay, so I'm assuming she says that kawaisa amate, I guess kawaisa is cuteness. Amate means, like, if you let it, like, collect into something, or, like, if you let it overflow or something like that, nikusa hyakubai. Okay, so I think she's saying something along the lines of, like, if you, like, like, the more a person is cuter, the more someone hates that person. Is that what she's saying? Like, again, I can understand the translation or the way they translated this section, but I feel like a more literal translation here would have been better, because I think that's what she's saying. She's saying, like, the more cute you are, the more people, obviously, which is true, you'll be hated, or people will hate you, and that's what she's saying here. Okay, so then she says, I don't know if that's a good thing or not, for someone like you. And she said, even if you're reincarnated 100 times, I'm sure you'll still be a hateful individual, which indirectly means that she's telling her that even if you're reincarnated 100 times, you'll be cute. So, because that's what she said. That is what she established before. She said, the more cute you are, the more people will hate you. And then she says that even if you're reincarnated 100 times, you still be hateful, which means she's indirectly telling her that, yeah, you'll still be cute, even if you, because that was her question in the beginning. She said that, are you, like, do you think being cute is the only thing? And she kind of says that, yeah, you'll always be cute, and that will make you hateful. Other people hate you, or, like, that whole thing. Again, I'm not sure if that's what she's trying to say, or if that's the underlying meaning behind this whole section. In a way, that was Shinobu's way of, I guess you could say, telling her that I was like, I didn't properly judge you back then. I said something, I was wrong, And also this is also her way of saying that, yeah, you'll always be cute, and that will probably make people like me, petty people like me, hate you. So in a way, she just said, like, in a very roundabout way, Shinobu admitted that she was being petty back then, a little bit at least, and also the fact that she, like, now she, and she'll forever from here onwards as well, she'll probably keep remaining petty, and that's why she said, like, even if you reincarnate 100 times, you'll still be a hateful individual, like, inversely, which means you'll forever be cute, even if you, like reincarnate 100 times. Again, I'm not sure, this is Monogatari. You can take a lot of the sections in a lot of different ways. This was how I understood this section. Now let me know, if there's something I missed from this, or something like that. But yeah, I feel like that was what Shinobu was saying. She was saying that she, like, in a way, she was saying, like, it was her, like, she like, she said that whole hateful section, that you'll keep being hateful, which indirectly she meant that, like, Shinobu will keep being like that against her, but don't take it personally, because that just means that I'm being petty, and you're, of the fact that you're that you're cute, or something like that. I don't know. Anyways, but yeah, this section, I feel like this is the only section where I feel like the translation, if they did the translation in a more literal way, it probably would have made better sense, because that section where she says, like, the greatest hate springs from the greatest love, that I don't think that's what Shinobu says. Let me know, because I'm pretty sure, because I was so confused. I was like, she was talking about her being cute. Where does greatest love comes from? No, she says kawaisa, which means, I guess, like, cuteness. So the translation here was not done, like, literally. If they did it literally, I feel like it would have made more sense. Again, I'm not really a, like, a Japanese speaker. I have not learned the language, so I might be wrong. Either way, that was that. That was the whole Shinobu section, and she left. And oh, and then also Nadeko also says, yeah, like, Shinobu, you also say some hateful things. I think that's what she says. Shinobu, you really do say some devastating thing. Not devastating. Again, that I feel like literal translation would have been better. She says nikui, which she said before as well, didn't she? Wait a minute, let me check. Yeah, Shinobu says niksa, which is obviously, like, hatefulness. So there's two things that they were, like, like two words that they were highlighted here. One is kawaisa, or kawaii, and the second one was nikui, or nikusa. So both, like, kawaisa is cuteness, and that thing, and nikui or nikusa, this is it's hatefulness. So these are the two things, and I feel like they kind of changed it here and there, which makes it a little bit more confusing in this section, the translation, because they changed kawaisa to love, and nikui to, as she says, devastating. Translation wise, it makes you it's a little bit confusing, because they're changing the word like that. But here, Shinobu and Nadeko, they use only two words, kawaisa and nikusa, these two. They interchange it here and there. And I think it is important to keep it literal, the translation literal here, because there's a connection between those two. The like kawaii and nikui. There's a connection between those two. It's like as Shinobu said, that more a person is cute, the more other people will hate her. So kawaisa and nikusa, these two terms should have been kept as it is, and the translation should have been literal, because of the connection between them. And you can see how they're interchanging it here and there. When Shinobu calls her, like, hateful, she was indirectly meaning that she's cute, while when she calls Shinobu hateful, I'm assuming that ending, like, statement from Nadeko, she was indirectly, like, I guess you could say, calling Shinobu cute as well. I don't know, that's just what I think. And since it's interconnected like that, them changing the sentence like that and not keeping the translation literal made it a tad bit confusing in the end. Let me know. Anyways, that was that. And then we have, like obviously Ononoki comes in and all that stuff happens. But yeah, that Shinobu section kind of confused me a little bit because of the, like the particular, the way they worded it in the end. It kind of confused me for a bit, but I think I understand, so let me know, correct me if I'm wrong. Am I correct in thinking that this was Shinobu's way of coming and just saying that, oh, back then what I said was wrong, I was being, like a little bit too harsh and petty maybe, you're cute, that's why I probably said those type of things to you, because always when someone is cute, people will say hateful words to them. That's just nature of people. And something like that, like this that was like what she like wanted to say. But this is Shinobu we're talking about, this is the kisses of Acerolaudian heart under blade. Her pride is just up there, so she cannot directly say that. So she made this whole roundabout statement, just coming here and just said all of these roundabout statements to make Nadeko understand that, yeah, like, you know what, my bad, I shouldn't have said that back then. Something like that. Let me know, is that what that whole conversation was in the end? Because I feel that was what it was. I might be misunderstanding it, but that's what I think it was in the end. Anyways, otherwise, why would Shinobu come here? Like she came here obviously to do that, and also I guess to probably see the situation with Nadeko, because of the whole Shikigami situation that is going on. She probably wanted to check whether like she's having trouble with her power, and since Shinobu herself has a good can control all of that and do has a better understanding of stuff like this, she came and properly gave her some instruction how to do it and how to not to do it. So I think that was like the two main reasons she came here. Otherwise, why would she come here? With makes no sense. But yeah, those two were the reasons, I think. Anyways, right. Okay, that was that. I want to talk about that section in detail, so that's what I did. And the few other sections that I want to talk about is that one of the most funniest part in today's episode is the section where like where what's funny, like when they kind of just meld in like a very funny and a silly section with a fairly serious part. For example, when Ogi comes in and takes her in the car, and they were having the whole conversation, and this is where Nadeko reveals that Meek Nadeko is like the true mastermind or something. When that was happening, it was pretty damn serious part. It was like the main punchline of the story, the main, I guess you could say, twist of the story. They were kind of revealing. So obviously it was a very serious section, and within that section, they were like, okay, so like Nadeko's like, you probably know where I want to go, otherwise that's why you're taking me there without even asking any question. And Ogi was like, didn't say anything, and Ogi's like, yeah, kind of. She kind of indicated that she knows what's happening. So she takes her to Senjo Kara's place, and she's like, oh, this is where you are, where you would come, wouldn't you? Because you said something about killing Senjo Gahara or something like that. And Nadeko's like Nadeko flips out here. Her rap Nadeko part comes out, and she's like, is this what you realized after, like all of that, like, like that happened? Is this what you thought? Obviously not. I'm in front of Namitsu, like, school. So bring me there. So that was hilarious. I also thought that was really what was going on. I was like, damn, so Meek Nadeko is here to kill Senjo Gahara? Like, what's happening? And I was also kind of confused. I was like, if that is really the situation, how is Nadeko so chill about it? And then I realized, oh my god, it's just Ogi's misconception. And which I guess it makes sense, because Ogi is Araragi, so I guess Araragi probably would have come to a conclusion like this as well. And it is true, as Ogi said, like this is her catchphrase, like like, I'm not the one who knows, you're the one who knows. So it turns out this time that actually that was actually 100% true. Ogi didn't know what was happening. Nadeko definitely knew what was going on. So but Nadeko assumed that Ogi knows. So she was like, okay, you take me, I'm sure you know what's going on. And she's like, yeah, confidently, she's like, yeah, I know what's going on. And they go there, and then Nadeko realized, like, what the hell? No, that's not where Meek Nadeko is. That part was funny, like the way they did that. That very like that quite serious section with that comedic bit. I wasn't expecting that as well. Either way, yeah, that's what's happening. That's what happened. Right, and there you go. Oh, and the other section, the plan, the way she sealed God Nadeko. So basically, her plan was to bring out Wrath Nadeko. She did that. She like, fixed her bangs so that she doesn't get mad. And she sketched another Shikigami who is the present Nadeko, and so she sketched herself, basically. Shikigami version. So one was Wrath Nadeko, one was herself. So both of them became the decoy, and then we had the true, like the present Nadeko, the actual present Nadeko. She, like took out her dress. I think she probably put it on like on, I'm guessing, Wrath Nadeko or something. I'm not really. Oh no, maybe she drew her with that dress. Yeah, never mind. She drew her with the dress. So she took off her dress and she like drew a bloomer, and she put that on, and she went like into like deep in a like she melded with the other Meek Nadekos, and and that is how she caught God Nadeko off guard, and that's what happened. It was a very good plan, and it worked out perfectly. So that was the plan. Yeah, and there you go. Yeah, that was the other section I wanted to talk about. And obviously the main thing to like that you can get from this arc, or the whole like thing that Nadeko realized, is that how, and that whole section in the end when Meek Nadeko's like, so what, like is this the type of adult you have become? You've become a pretty damn boring adult, if this is what's happened, like, so you're just going to forget everything, like what about the feelings that you had for Aragi, like what about that? Is it just like gone, poof? Like, and you can see obviously Meek Nadeko over there, like denying that part of her is literally denying Meek Nadeko, and as a Shikigami, she was literally, her own existence is being brought into question here. At least that's how Meek Nadeko felt at that moment. That is why she was afraid of like her denying her, and and she was very afraid. That's why she said that, at which President Nadeko said that no, that's not the case. This doesn't mean that I'll never fall in love or anything like that. I'm probably like other people as well in the future, and I promise you this is not me saying that I'll stop falling in love or I'll not like people anymore. So I'm not denying you. Your part, like her, Meek Nadeko, her feelings, that is not a lie. She's not denying her, and she said that I'm sure in the future, maybe I'll fall in love with someone else, and I promise you that I'll never forget you, or I'll not deny you, that kind of thing. In a way, obviously, people kind of talk about like going, like like overcoming the past and kind of moving forward and stuff like this. In that sense, this was not Nadeko moving forward or overcoming her past. This was her accepting her past and realize and not denying them, but at the same time moving forward. So she's not denying any of them. She's not denying Meek Nadeko, she's not denying Wrath Nadeko or Flirty Nadeko, none of them. She knows that these feelings, they are also feelings and emotions which should have been positive. However, because of her situation and how she was back then, those feelings took like a twisted turn. For example, Meek Nadeko became like this, like played the victim, and that this whole thing happened. Wrath Nadeko became that overly aggressive. Obviously that is not okay. But wrath or anger is also needed in people. You cannot say that like, oh, like that is wrong, being angry is wrong. That's not true. Yeah, if when you need to be angry, you should be angry. So it's not that her denying them, it's her just accepting them and realizing that yeah, these were my emotions, that is very much necessary, but because of how I was back then, these emotions take a twisted turn and they became like this. So now I will accept them and turn them into something better, you know. So I think I mentioned this in the previous episode as well. Like each of the nadekos, they have a positive, like, you know, like a positive quality connected to them. For example, I think they mentioned it in the previous episode how flirty nadeko was like a negotiator. She's like, you know, properly she can, you know, like she's like a sociable, like you know, part of her. That is like the sociable part of her, you know. And then we have, like, I think, like Rat Nadeko. I guess you could say maybe that is like her sense of justice, or, you know, that kind of thing. So every single one of them has it's positive, but it turned into something negative, you know. And now Nadeko has realized that, yeah, like, you know, I'll not deny them or move away from them. I'll accept them and make sure that this doesn't repeat itself. And that is why she didn't deny Meek Nadeko or move past her. She accepted her and said that, yeah, you know, you're me. Here we go. I will definitely not turn your heartbreak into a failure. Yeah. I'll chase my dreams and I won't learn my lesson, and I'll fall in love again. So yeah, that's basically what it is. That is what Meek Nadeko was afraid of. She was afraid of her denying her and saying that, oh, I'll never fall in love again, or something like that. And again, if you think about it, if that is the case, then that would have been literally her denying Meek Nadeko's existence, because Meek Nadeko herself is that part of her, you know. So she was afraid. That's why she like you know, kind of said stuff like that, oh, is this the type of adult you've become? But she was like, no, I'm not denying you, I'm accepting you, you know, like, so I'll chase my dreams and I won't learn my lesson, and I'll fall in love again. I'll remind myself of that feeling of not wanting anything else. I'll make sure to become the person who you wanted me to become. I won't be a person who disappoints others. Yeah. There you go. And, you know, in the end, she kind of says this part where she accepts her. Your hardships, your pain. So Meek Nadeko's hardships, I'm guessing that was Rat Nadeko's pain. No, wait. Your cute heart. Oh no, that's all her. Okay, never mind. I was thinking they're kind of like, you know, like differentiating between them. Your cute heartbreak. I'll turn them all into an interesting manga. I'll turn it into a people that sparks joy in people's hearts. Again, this is acceptance, basically. You know, it's saying I'll make them into manga, and it's basically her accepting those parts of her and, you know, turning into someone better. Yeah. There you go. And that was her accepting herself in the end. Yeah. And that was that. In the end, you can see Onoki says the guy has decided to hire you. She's like, obviously we'll not let you do like crazy stuff, you know, like small little jobs here and there maybe, and you can use that money to, you know, live properly, I guess. You know, I do wonder what she's going to tell her parents. That obviously she cannot say that, oh, this specialist, like, you know, this monster specialist lady has decided to hire me and I'm going to go out ghost busting in the future. I doubt she's going to say stuff like this. She cannot say that. So I'm assuming she'll probably say something like, oh, someone decided to hire me or something, you know, because her parents will definitely ask her a lot of questions. They'll be like, oh, like, what's going on? Like, you know, weren't you supposed to go and find a job or something? And she'll definitely tell them, but I wonder how she'll do that. Yeah, I'm sure they'll have some kind of a cover story for that. Okay, and that was today's episode. Fantastic episode. This was the finale for NADEMONOGATARI, and I'm assuming from next episode we're going to go back to OrokaMonogatari, because OrokaMonogatari had only one episode and there's more. You know, I think so. I think we're going to go back to OrokaMonogatari. Let's see. Let's wait and see. Okay, from the looks of it, I'm not really sure. Like, if Waza Monogatari is going to, because I'm pretty sure after Oroku Monogatari they'll probably adapt Waza Monogatari, which obviously is Shinobu's story, I think. That's why I'm so much looking forward to it. I'm not really sure if that's going to happen this season, or maybe they'll make another season later, because I'm 100% sure they're definitely adapting Waza Monogatari, because we literally have posters. We have posters. I've seen a few of the posters where we see Shinobu and then there's another person in front of her. I don't know who that is. You know, probably another vampire. So I've seen that poster, and you know, like, so I'm pretty sure it's confirmed they will be adapting Waza Monogatari, but I don't know when, or you know, will it be in this season or will it be in like maybe some future season? I'm not really sure. Let's wait and see. I think it will be in this season, because you know we literally have posters, so it will probably be in this season. When that's going to happen, I'm going to be very happy, because you know Shinobu's, you know, like, part of the story. Okay, now let me talk about this episode scene by scene. In the very first scene, we get to see the fight, the confrontation against God Nadeko, and we have obviously at this point we didn't know, but we have here the Shikigami present Nadeko and Rat Nadeko, both of them here. Obviously at that point, like I said, we didn't know. I thought one of them was the real one, but these two come in and they start just moving around, like, you know, like all the meek Nadekos, and going and trying to, you know, obviously they have their weapons, which is paper, ready. So they go try to seal God Nadeko, but God Nadeko's like, oh, let's just take care of them, both of them at the same time. She takes out those things, those red things, like, you know, like, and throws them towards them. Rat Nadeko, or the one that everyone thought was the real Rat Nadeko, that was the real Rat Nadeko, I'm assuming, you know, she got hit by it, you know, and disappears. And then at that time, the person, the Nadeko that every one of us were thinking was the true Nadeko, she was the only one who was left. And you can see, obviously, she kind of deflects the attacks using the paper, because, you know, she's a Shikigami. The attacks that she's using are also part of Shikigami power. So paper is very much effective. You know, if this was the true God Nadeko, it wouldn't have been that easy. Since this was a Shikigami, that's why they were able to deflect her attacks using paper. You know, so that's what she does. But by the end of it, gets caught up, gets stabbed in the stomach, and, you know, like, was bleeding out. And God Nadeko thought, like, oh, job's done. But obviously that was not the case. The actual present Nadeko, the true one, comes out. Yeah, and you can see that she has kind of mixed in with the other meek Nadekos. She's not wearing anything except a bloomer. That's how she mixed in and caught God Nadeko off guard. Yeah, and she immediately closed the paper, and God Nadeko was sealed. So you know, this wouldn't have been possible if she didn't do this bluff, because obviously because of this she could come close to God Nadeko, and she was so close to God Nadeko that she could seal her immediately. You know, it wouldn't have been possible, you know, normally to do this. And there you go, when she opens it up, Ononoki's hand falls down, because, you know, that was stuck to her. Right. And yeah, as soon as that happens, all the other meek Nadekos also disappear. So there you go. At that point, you know, like I said, I was kind of confused. I was like, what's happening? I thought like maybe she photocopied it or something, but then, you know, we saw that basically she explains how she did it. So basically she made Rat Nadeko, she made the present Nadeko as Shikigami, and then she like manifested her bloomer as well. Like I didn't know if like I didn't like, you know, expect her to do that, because I actually thought that, I don't know what I thought. I thought maybe she took one of the other meek Nadeko's bloomer or something. I thought that's what happened. But no, she manifested it, as Ononoki says, that, you know, this is literally almost the power of Kiss Cerulean Heart Underblade. And she says, like, you know, like according to her logic, as she says that, you know, I drew bloomers and gymnasium shoes and made it 3-dimensional. Okay, I was able to seal a chisel which wasn't a shikigami into paper. Yeah. So she said like maybe I could do this as well. I thought I could reverse this as well. So there you go, and that's how she was able to do it. And then obviously, yeah, then she explains how she made Rat Nadeko, and then she made another Nadeko. The current Nadeko as a Shikigami she made. Yeah, so she activated two Shikigamis at once, 2 versus 1. Rat Nadeko dressed as current Nadeko, and then the Shikigami version of the current Nadeko as well. These two are the Shikigamis. I had them run side by side towards God Nadeko. And she was like, that's why I asked Onoki to create a straight path for that to happen using her unlimited rule book. Yeah, and then she melded and she went into the meek Nadekos, acted as one of the meek Nadekos and caught her off guard, and that's how this happened. Okay, so here Ononoki says you did a good job. You're definitely different from God Nadeko because you didn't stay in a safe spot and you put yourself in harm's way. You definitely had one of the most difficult jobs because she was literally in front of God Nadeko. Yeah, she was acting obviously, and she was acting as she didn't realize that was her. But if by any chance she realized, she was point blank in front of her, it would have been over. So that was definitely dangerous. It's literally you're going everyone's acting as a decoy and you're the one who's going to what's that word? Tie the bell on the cat's neck, that kind of thing, literally. And she was the one who did it. So in that sense, if you think about it, yeah, she's definitely did the most difficult and the most dangerous part of the job, even though she was just a human being. Okay, so then after that, Onogi says from here it's a pro's job. You go back. I'm sure you have something else to do. Let me do the cleanup over here and do everything else. And she did her signature peace thing that she does. And Nadeko also did that. Okay, after that Nadeko comes out and Aragi's car comes in. I'm like, wait a minute, what? I wasn't expecting to see Aragi over here. And then Ogi comes out. Okay, I'm really curious. Is this a different car? Like, did she just take a similar car or buy a similar car that Aragi has, or is this Aragi's car? I'm very curious. Because it is possible. Maybe she went to Aragi and she was like, Aragi, I need a car. Can I get it? And Aragi probably was like, yeah, sure, whatever, take it. And that's why Ogi came here with that car. But I'm not 100% sure. It might just be she decided to buy a car which was just looks like Aragi's car. Because I remember Aragi mentioning that her parents bought her the car for him. Not her, sorry. His parents bought the car for him after graduation or something like that. In Hanamonogatari, she said that to Kambaru. So this might just be Aragi's car because obviously Ogi has a better relationship with Aragi now. So I can just imagine her going and asking Aragi for the car and Aragi being like, yeah, whatever, take it, or something like that. Anyways, but it's funny because obviously I was expecting Aragi and then Ogi comes out and I'm like, okay, technically, yeah, this is Aragi, but it's kind of funny if you think about it because obviously Aragi didn't come in this arc at all, obviously, because this is Nadeko's arc. It will be a bit of a tricky situation if Aragi comes here, but in a way Aragi was also here if you think about it in because Ogi was here in that sense if you think about it. But obviously Ogi is a completely separate entity now. She's Oshino Meme's niece, I think. Yeah, niece, after Meme gave her that identity, or nephew, I don't know, whatever. Yeah, so there you go. So that's that. So she's like, or he starts driving the car, and this is where Nadeko talks to Ogi, and says like, Oshinomeme once called me a victim, and she says a lot of things here. She talks about her situation, and she says like, like, I can understand that whole situation now, why people call me a victim, and I can understand what the people felt when they saw me. It's exactly what I am feeling when I'm seeing Meek Nadeko, because I now know what Meek Nadeko is doing. So she literally says like, like, she as a third person now, she can understand what other people felt looking at her. And that's why she's saying here like, I now know who the true mastermind is. Or it's wrong to say mastermind in that sense, but Meek Nadeko was like the person who was like, who used all the others to distract us so that she herself can do the thing that she wanted. And again, how did she accomplish this? By playing a victim. That's what she did, and it worked out. Here we go. She says like, I was passive through. Oh, this is where Nadeko says a very, I guess you could say, a very interesting statement here. She says like, I was passive throughout this. I didn't cause any of these actions. Yeah, she was a victim. But can I say that back then I didn't think about wanting to be loved by others? Can I say that I never did anything for someone to hold a grudge against me? Can I say that I never did anything to be hated? Can I say that I never did anything to be cursed? Interesting. She says like, did I not, like, she's saying all of this, but in a way, if you think about it, as she herself says this, by not doing anything, and by being the victim, she made other people, like, do this thing. So she says here we go. Ogi says, I have no clue what you're talking about. Right. What? Do you want to say that from the other side, you're the root cause? Is the logic similar to how a bullied person is also in the wrong? She's saying, I wouldn't put it that way, because obviously that's not what it is. It's not that the bullied person is also at the wrong, but her situation was very particular and it was very special. She wasn't really bullied in that sense, but her situation was something that she liked being, or I guess you could say she wanted to be in. That victim status, she wanted to be in that, because that was easy. I think what the other side did was the worst thing ever. Yeah, obviously they were at the wrong as well. However, but for those who loved me and my friends, I didn't stop them from becoming the worst. Yeah, I cared too much about myself and didn't do that. By continuing to be a victim forever, this line is crazy. By continuing to be a victim forever, I made everyone around me the wrongdoers. That is such a crazy line. Now that I'm thinking about it, wow, that is so, I guess you could say, appropriate statement in this situation. Because yeah, her staying the victim made other people the wrongdoers, if you think about it. Because again, there's a difference between being bullied and what Nadeko was. Nadeko, as she says, there was a lot of possibilities for her to get out of the victim status and stand up for herself, because she herself has those things within her. Rat Nadeko and all that, she's not just a victim, but she kind of liked being the victim, and she kind of relished that. And by continuing being the victim, everyone would pay attention to her, nobody would say anything back to her, or and stuff like that. And that is why Shinobu called her, oh, cute, and it's so easy, isn't it? You just keep being cute and people will just like listen to you, and just that's what I remember, like Shinobu said something like that back then. Yeah, so, and now Nadeko can understand what's like that perspective and that whole situation. And that's why she says, like, by continuing to be a victim forever and not trying to get out of there, I made everyone around me the wrongdoers. Okay. Right. Anyways, and then she brings up the fact that the Nadeko, who I thought was a victim, as she says, like she now says that I can understand what everyone felt. So automatically she assumed that meek Nadeko was the victim because she's supposed to be the meek one, the victim. And that's why she automatically assumed that all the other Nadekos were taking advantage of her. But now she's realized that no, that wasn't the case. Her continuing to be the victim made the others, like as she says, that line that she says, continuing to be the victim made the others the wrongdoers. That's literally what happened here. She assumed automatically meek Nadeko was the victim, and that made automatically all the other Nadekos the wrongdoers. And she immediately accepted that, and she immediately thought that's what was going on, and she's realizing that must have what happened when other people saw me back then, when I was like the meek Nadeko. When anyone saw me, they were like, oh, she's the meek, girl. Yeah, obviously she probably isn't the person who did that, or she's not the one responsible for that. It must be someone else who's doing this. So everyone else who was beside her became the wrongdoers. And that is why they hated her. And all the stuff happened. They cursed her, did all of that. And that made her be that made her more the victim. And she kept, I guess you could say, enjoying that victim status and stayed there. Because it was easy. People just looked at her and people were like, oh, she's not the one who did something wrong. It must be them. They're the one who's doing the wrong. That kind of thing. And now she understands because she's the third person now. She's looking at this whole situation from the outside and she's understood it. And that's why she's saying it's meek Nadeko who's the main not mastermind, but the whole person who's the main person behind all of this. Okay, but because she was weak, she had no hesitation in taking advantage of the stronger ones. There you go, that's another thing. Just like how I left it to other people on how to live my life. Yeah, meek Nadeko took fighting and even fleeing and left it to the other three. And using that opportunity, she's going to do her thing. That is, her true goal. Meek Nadeko wanted to buy some time. And like I said, this part is hilarious. She's like, Mr. Ogi, you must know the truth already, don't you? What meek Nadeko wanted to do and what she still wants to do right now. Since you're aware of my destination, yeah, you never asked me where to go. You're just driving the car. And she's like, Ogi's like, yeah, you're right. Unfortunately, I cannot say that's something you can write home about. Yo, Ogi was talking about her killing Senjogahara. She's like, yeah, what, I cannot really say that that's a good thing that you're trying to do. Obviously, that's not what Nadeko is thinking. Nadeko has something else in her head. She's thinking that, oh yeah, I want to go to Naotsu, school to stop and wait for Koyomi. But Ogi's thinking she's gone to Senjogahara's house to kill her. she brought her to Senjogahara's house. And Nadeko's like, what the hell is this? And she's like, Ogi's like, so you've come here to kill off Senjogahara senpai, who was your romantic rival, right? I was also confused here. I was like, wait, really? Is that what meek Nadeko is doing here? I'm like, but no, this is meek Nadeko. She won't have that courage to do that. Yeah, maybe she might make other people do it. Like she said, she makes other people do the job for her. She herself never does stuff like this. That's literally what meek Nadeko is, the victim. So then I was thinking maybe she's going to make use of the opportunity to make someone else kill her. So I was thinking what's going on? And this is when Nadeko's gets down and she's grabs Ogi. How could you be so wrong? Yeah, and the rat Nadeko part of her comes out. You're so slow to understand. Oh my god. Go to Naosahaya immediately. I love Ogi's face here. Ogi's genuinely confused. He's like, wait, what? Oh, okay, so that wasn't what was happening? Okay. Right. So then they go to Naratsuhai, and this is where, the present Nadeko meets Meek Nadeko, and she's like, he's not going to be here. He's not here anymore. He's graduated. Nobody ever stays at the same place. Everyone changes. She's changed, like, and I have also changed, and I've come here to make you, go back. Okay. Right. So here you can see Nadeko, Meek Nadeko again is like, oh, I understand, I'm sorry. Again, her apologizing. This one thing that she always used to do. And she grabs her hand, and then she says, like, listen, nobody can stay in the same place forever. If you do something like that, everyone would going to be gone. This, all that stuff she says. And she says, like, you cannot just stay somewhere and expect your prince on a white horse to come to you, or you cannot just just wait for the proper slipper to come to, for you to come to you so that you can wear it. Like you cannot wait for the fairy tale to happen. That is why you cannot wait around here in this place forever. Let's go back to where everyone else is. Because, yeah, like as she says, like, you cannot just keep waiting, because that was literally what Nadeko used to do. She used to wait and wait for the others to do the job for her, or do something, help her out and stuff like that. And that's why she's saying that cannot happen anymore. And she says, like, all the other Nadekos are waiting for you. They're all waiting for you to take action on your own. And this is where Meek Nadeko's like, then what about my feelings? Are they gone now? Have you went past that? Have you forgotten Araragi? Like, what are you talking about? Is that the type of adult that you have become? You're denying me? Yeah. So this is where Present Nadeko says that, no, like, that's not true. Meek Nadeko, here we go. I promise you, I will fall in love with someone again. I promise you. I will not stop loving people. Yeah. I will not forget that waiting was so fun. There you go. And that I was happy just pinning for him. I will definitely not turn your heartbreak into a failure. There you go. Like I said, again, it's not her rejecting her past, or like, moving past that or forgetting it. It's her accepting it and saying that I will turn your feelings into something positive. That, this me, like, making you come back doesn't mean I'm denying you, but what I'm doing here is that, here we go, I'll chase my dreams, and I won't learn my lesson, and I'll fall in love again, and I'll be sure to become the person that you wanted me to become. Yeah, so there you go. And at the end, she's not denying that part of her. She's accepting it and wanting it to be something better, and not the twisted, like, the way it got twisted back then when she was Meek Nadeko. There you go. She accepts her. She, like, accepts everyone, all the Nadekos within her, and in the end, she says, like, Sengoku Nadeko, 15 years old. I have still a long way to go to become an adult, but maybe I became a little bit of an adult now, after this whole incident. And then after that, the after credit scene, we get to see, that whole section has ended. And then on the after credit scene, she says, her epilogue is that Suki comes in, and Suki's like, oh, like, I covered for you this and that. And then she goes to sleep. And then Nadeko's like smiling. Oh, Shinobu comes out. Like I said, I wasn't expecting her to come out here. Again, I went into a detailed discussion about this section at the beginning part of the discussion. So I'm not going to repeat all of that. since I've already talked about this section. But again, correct me if I'm wrong. This section makes me think that this was just, like, obviously, because first things first, Shinobu comes in and then she's like, oh, like, I've heard that you can, like, draw three-dimensional object and turn them into reality. So she's like, can you make Mr. Donut for me? So she makes it, and the taste was bad, obviously. It's paper, so it's probably paper tasted. It tastes like paper. Anyways, so then Shinobu's like, oh, so you cannot make food. Unfortunate. But then she, little by little, she teaches her how to properly use it. Here we go. This is what Nadeko says. What continued from there were experiments. You can see multiple sketchbooks, so they were like sketching and everything, making multiple stuff. Seeing, like the drawing becoming real. It seems that Shinobu, in pretending to be experimenting with me, she was lecturing me on how to use this ability. I caught on midway. Obviously, she's like, yeah, we all know Shinobu's prideful. She is the vampire, one of the strongest creatures in the world. So she cannot, her pride will not let her come and honestly say that, oh, I've come here to help you. So this was her roundabout way of, like, helping her out, So here we go. Will a taxidermed creature come alive? And you can see she's done multiple pictures and everything. Will rumors become reality? Wow, that is a very interesting question. What about the contents of a magazine? If you draw just the cover, will water become liquid? Wow, that is very interesting, like, so they did like multiple experiments like this. I do wonder what came out of that. For example, I'm very curious into thinking whether the water became water, like liquid, or was it just paper? Wait, there's something else here. This part goes so quickly I couldn't read anything. Okay, small elephant, handsome guy, big ant, existing human, plants, aliens, natural phenomena, spirits, scenes, time machine. Wow. Okay. In the end, as Nadeko says, this was just Shinobu's way of teaching me and helping me out. She made it seem as if she just came here to experiment with me, but that was obviously not the case. She genuinely wanted to teach me and wanted to help me. Okay. In the end, Shinobu says, like, obviously I'm not the expert in this, because, in Shikigami, because I tried to make 2 and I failed both the times. Yeah. Tries to go in, and this is when Nadeko, okay, so this is the part where I was saying, like, as far as I could understand that this whole conversation, when Nadeko asks her that, oh, like, do you still think I just happen to be cute? At which Nadeko, Shinobu's like, oh, who said that? If there's anyone who said that, bring that person to me. At which her, as Nadeko says, her, whole situation, that she herself deflated with that answer, and that whole thing. But then Shinobu also adds to this that someone like you who fought me throughout Otori and like that whole section of Koi Monogatari, that whole section. No, not Koi Monogatari, Otori Monogatari, and the other one I forgot. You who fought against me, defeated me multiple times. Yeah, Otori and Koi. Yeah, I was correct. Killed me thousands of times, and then just abdicated your position, and you're now living a good life. If someone like that, how can that someone like that just happen to be cute? Yeah, obviously not. Yeah, and like I said, I don't know if this is what Shinobu said here, but this is what I understood. Shinobu literally says that since like, if someone is cute, that is going to make like the hatefulness against them more, the more cute someone is. And then she says that, yeah, like, I don't know if that's a good thing, but someone like you, even if you reincarnate 100 times, I'm sure you'll be a hateful individual, which indirectly was her probably telling her that you're cute or something like that. Or like, I don't know. Yeah, you just happen to be cute, as that whole thing. Again, I'm not sure if that's what she was trying to say here, because this part kind of confused me a little bit. And this is at least how I see it. It was just Shinobu's way of indirectly telling her that, yeah, because again, she's a prideful vampire. She cannot directly come and apologize or say that, oh, I was wrong. So that is why she came here in this weird way. She kind of said that, oh, like, who's that fool who said something like that to you? Bring that person to me. And then she also said that, since, like, yeah, like, like you'll keep being, even if you're reincarnated 100 times, you'll keep being hateful, which was indirectly her telling her that, it was, since she said that stuff to her, those kind of words to her, that was just her being hateful, or I guess you could say petty, towards her who's cute. And that was why she did that. And in a way, I guess in a way admitted that she shouldn't have maybe done that. I'm not really sure. Or yeah, anyways, I'm not like 100% clear about this section, but I think this was Shinobu's way of kind of saying, my bad, yeah. But I'll keep being this petty, and I'll probably keep hating you, probably because you're cute. And yeah, and Nadeko also says kind of the same thing. In the end, after that, again, correct me if I'm wrong. That section, you can let me know in the comments if my thinking like that was correct, or if there's like some other meaning behind that section. Then we have the Onoki section where Onoki comes in and tells her that, oh, you're hired. Like Gain wanted to see your problem-solving abilities, your calmness, and you were able to do it. So she said that, from here onwards you'll be able to get enough money, and you can, use that money and probably do your manga, She also says that, isn't this a good opportunity for you to peek into the mystical world and use them as, like, I guess you could say, reference for your manga, which is true. In the end, Nadeko says, like, in the past I've sought glass slippers that were beyond my means, and I've been told that for someone who is always looking down, I'm neglectful of my own feet. But it looks like I'll be wearing two hats, one of a manga artist and one of a specialist. Perhaps this is superfluous as well. Okay, I don't understand this section though, the little in the ending section. But other than that, everything was like, easy to understand. And, in the end, we see how Nadeko's story comes to an end. So she's a specialist from here onwards now. Obviously, she's, as she said, like as Onoki said, we're not going to give you some crazy things to do, but something like that. So her like ability is basically like drawing and like making them like shikigami and stuff like that. That is interesting, and yeah, and there you go. That is it. Okay, today's video became too damn long, but I knew this was going to happen because this is the final episode of the arc, so I knew this was probably going to get lengthened a little bit. But yeah, fantastic conclusion. Nadeko's story, I'm assuming, has come to an end, and like this is like a proper conclusion, because after Koimonogatari, the conclusion seemed a little bit like open, and I was like, okay, is that it? Like nothing else. But now we can see what happened and how she overcame herself, not overcame in that sense, but accepted her past and everything, and decided to make them into proper asset for her. Those emotions within her, she has decided to make them into proper asset and keep working towards the future instead of just staying in the same place, not moving, expecting everyone else to do the job and playing the victim. That is the main thing about Nadeko. From a victim to a person who is self-sufficient. That is what Nadeko's story is. And this was brought to a beautiful conclusion, and there you go. In a way, you could say this is a kid, little by little, gaining maturity. Because technically, if you think about it, she's 15, isn't she? Yeah. So they're still kids. In this age, they are supposed to be making mistakes, But I guess her mistake was a bit too crazy. She literally became God and was almost going to destroy. Yeah, her mistake was a bit too crazy, But all's well that ends well, and she herself realized her mistake, and she herself has realized to overcome that and walk forward in a proper way. And yeah, that was a beautiful conclusion. um yeah, and that was that. So thanks for watching. This was my reaction to NADEMONOGATARI. No, sorry. Yeah, I guess NADEMONOGATARI, but god damn it, Monogatari of Monster Season, episode number 6, and this was the finale of this arc. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button and subscribe if you're new to the channel or you haven't subscribed. Comment down below anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know. I'll check them out. That is it, guys. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next week with another episode. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.